All right, I would like to call to order the special board meeting of the Delta Conservation District on September 11th, 2025 at 4:30 at the Conservation District Boardroom. I'll do Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Let's do roll call.
Yep. Roll
So-
call? You just usually just call
Oh,
everyone's name.
do I just say here or not here?
No, so you just start with, you start the 5 board members' names, and we say here.
Okay. Joe Kaplan.
Here.
Kathy Mason.
Here.
Adrian St. Vincent.
Here.
Glenn Van de Water. Not here. Mike Sigorski. That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, approvals, additions of the agenda.
And we're just gonna remove approval of meeting minutes, cause we'll do that at the regular board meeting on September
So we'll
24th.
approve 2 board meeting minutes at the next?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, so we'll remove that.
And our regular board meeting, September 24th, right?
Yes.
Back in, back at the service center?
That is correct.
Alright.
Is there any other additions or additions or notes for the agenda? Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Also move.
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Conflict of interest disclosure? Anything to report?
Not,
I do have a real quick question. Do we have an annual conflict of interest document that we sign?
It's a
As
group
board
chat
members?
anyway. What is that?
Do you know? I've not seen
What is
one.
it?
The IRS puts
What the
one
hell
out
that is.
and it might be worthwhile taking under
Hello?
advisement to actually sign one. I don't know if any other districts do.
Oh,
I've not heard of any of
no,
that.
I haven't either.
So, but we could look into that, if there is a conflict of interest disclosure that we should sign. Any conflict of interest to report?
no?
Okay.
Alright.
Public comment on agenda items? Any public comment on agenda items? Last call for a comment, public comment on agenda items? All right. There is no reports on here from any of the committees. All right, and we're gonna go into unfinished business, district audit update.
At the August meeting, we discussed whether or not the financial statements that had been issued were going to have to be reissued. After speaking with the auditor, they agree they will reissue the financial statements. They are releasing one of the liabilities that were double included, and so that will put another $75,000 roughly into the income for the district for fiscal year 2024. All previous financial statements that were in circulation have been collected, and Heather will return them to the auditors.
Taylor?
Table?
Taylor.
Taylor, what did I say?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Taylor has also made the adjustment necessary and sent all of the information to the audit firm, who will get back with us, to have a meeting to make sure everything is signed. The, new reports will be issued to us, and then Joe will have to sign his representation letter, and I believe they'll have to get another legal letter. Otherwise, all is in process, and we are fine on the reissuance of the audit financial statements. The second item that is in the audit update has to do with a significant finding that the audit firm found while they were working on our audit. It is significant finding number 2024-303 and is dealing with board oversight of district policies and procedures. Management's response to their observations were that a policies and procedures review schedule will be developed and adopted by the end of 2025 fiscal year, and that a new policy and governance committee will be established and administrative support will be assigned to facilitate policy updates. I just want to put this on the record that there is not a current policy and procedure review, that committees are being discussed elsewhere, and so therefore we should put in that a policy and governance committee, if we feel it is necessary to accomplish this significant finding, should be done, and that policy and governance committee will be responsible for giving a policy and procedure review schedule and or preparing a policy and procedure manual. I'm not sure, I would leave it to a committee to look at how they wanna address this. And that's all I have on the audit update.
So we'll carry that forward into our next meeting, last of the fiscal year. Policy and Governance Committee.
Kathy, do you have more of that?
No, I don't, I took it out, a copy out of the audit report is on the
I'm
last
just wondering
page.
if we could.
I'll have it because I have drafts.
Wonder if we can get that into our next packet, our board meeting
You
packet.
can, don't take that one, Heather, just take it out of the.
Taylor.
Taylor.
Can you just make a copy out
Try
of that
3
book?
times.
Yes.
I am so sorry, Taylor.
I got it.
It's on page 34
Okay.
of the audit report before you send them all back.
Well,
It will
I
be the same,
have all the drafts, so I'll just pull it out of that.
you may or may not, but you can't link to them anymore, they are gone.
Oh, I have them, don't worry.
Okay.
Because we made decisions on it, so actually the draft that we took back is still part of our public record. But the bound copies can go away. Cool.
Taylor, you can bop me later.
Include in next meeting board packet.
Wonderful. Anything else, Kathy?
Not on the, district audit update.
All right. Scott Stryker land lease, do we have a copy of the lease?
And,
It was in the packet.
yeah, I just didn't print that off.
So
We've already gotten payment?
No,
We
it
haven't
hasn't been
approved it yet. We
approved
tabled it.
yet. He reached out at our last meeting, asked us if we'd be willing to lease it to him again. We wanted to, look at the current lease and see where we are at before we got back to Scott.
I can grab it right now.
I can just read it. Short-term land use agreement between the district, as the landowner and Stryker, as, Scott Stryker is the individual. He's the adjacent neighbor on the west side of the river at our 160 acre parcel just due west, quarter mile from the Cornell, Community Forest. Basically, the term for this agreement shall be the fall season of 2025, beginning October and terminating on January 2nd. Condition of this agreement will be only the east side of the river can be used by Mr. Stryker. He agrees to pay a fee to the landowner of $1,500. That's what our
That's our question was.
term of use last year. Permitted uses, he's permitted all normal activities associated with limited outdoor recreational use, hiking, nature trails, snowshoe, cross-country skiing, hunting, fishing, and trapping. ORV and ATV use is only permitted on access road, no off-road travel is allowed. The terms of this agreement may be amended by mutual consent only in writing. Landowner retains its rights to access the parcel for purposes of inspection for any reason at any time. Other special terms and conditions: Ford River runs through the property. It's naturally occurring, free-flowing river that flows into Lake Michigan. Any use within the river is at the user's own discretion. Each individual user assumes his or her own risk and liability. Assigning or subletting: Mr. Stryker will not assign or sublet this agreement as to all or any portion of the area to anyone else. Mr. Stryker will provide a list of other individuals that he would like to use and enjoy the land with him for recreational purposes and submit in writing to the DCD office. Only those approved by the DCD will be allowed on the land. All others except for Mr. Stryker will immediately show ID if questioned by any DCD staff. Conditions of site: Mr. Stryker has examined the site, accepts the site in current condition as is with all faults. Landowner makes no non-representation or warranty expressed or implied arising by operational law, including but not limited to any warranty or fitness for a particular purpose, merchantability, habitability, suitability, or condition. Mr. Stryker acknowledges that he has not relied on any representation or warranties by landowner, the DCD, in entering this agreement. He also acknowledges he will leave the land in its current condition upon termination of this agreement, or will make restitution for any and all damages caused by him or his guests. Notice: all notices given on this agreement must be in writing, and notices effected upon receipt and shall be delivered in person, sent by overnight courier or silver, sent via certified or registered mail, addressed to landowner or individual, Scott Stryker, and the landowner, DCD. Governing law: the terms of this agreement shall govern exclusively by the laws of the state of Michigan without regard to its conflict of laws or rules. No littering of any kind. Natural Resources Protection Act 451, all littering laws apply. It should say MCL 324.8905A. The MCL's missing. Their MCLs are missing in all these, but no cutting, injuring, or destroying trees, shrub, grass, turf, plants, crops, or soil. Michigan Penal Code Act 328, MCL 75382. No destruction of property, logs, or timber. That's 75384. No destruction of property, fences, gates, or opening other gates. 75381. No destruction of property, boundary markers, buildings, defacing, inscription, or signboards. 75383. No destruction or defacing of property signs or notices. Mr. Stryker and or his invited guests are solely responsible for ethical hunting, trapping, and any and all injuries, accidents with their hunting, trapping, and all. They're solely responsible for ethical hunting, trapping, and all or any accidents, injuries associated with their hunting, trapping, and other activities. The DCD assumes no responsibility. Hunting blinds are allowed, and there's conditions of that. Baiting is allowed with conditions. All laws have to be followed for hunting. Privately installed gates, roads, trails, buildings are not permitted. Amendments may be modified in writing, signed, and knowledgeable of both parties. And that the agreement constitutes the entire understanding between the parties. Cool. That's about it. I think this is the third year.
Discussion on that? I think our question last meeting was the amount that he was paying.
Because we had no amount in the current year that indicated what it was, and the reason we didn't have anything in the current year is because it was paid at the end of fiscal year 2023, so we had two payments in 2023, or two payments in 2024, excuse me, nothing in 2025.
Okay, yeah. It
So
was
that's
signed
what-
9/18.
Do we think that 1,500 is still the right price?
For the adjacent neighbor? I don't see any need to change that.
I don't either.
So do we just make a motion to enter into the same agreement and have that typed up and signed?
You making that motion?
I am.
Alright.
I'll second it.
Alright.
Any further discussion? Do we need a roll call on this?
I don't think it matters.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed, motion
Alright.
carried. Taylor, I'm gonna forward you Mr. Striker's phone number so that you can reach out to him and let him know that the board has agreed to move forward with this lease if he's still interested in it. And then once you get that typed up and whatnot, I think he works here in Gladstone. If I'm not mistaken, he can run over and do what he needs to do. Perfect.
Just don't make any changes in writing without board approval, that's, yeah.
That's what I would say, so I don't
But
think
everything
there's ever
else
been an
was,
issue. Yeah.
there was no changes, right? Cause the
That's-
MCL, did you,
Oh, yeah, I would put, it doesn't really matter, we know what it means.
okay,
Cool.
The only thing I'll change is the year of
The,
the
yeah,
agreement.
the real dates, yeah.
just the year, yeah, wonderful. All right. Okay,
Should we make a motion to accept the reissued reports when it comes, the audit report? Or do we,
Just do it when we distribute them.
get it?
okay?
It's not.
All right, new business. Bay College Workforce Training.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Taylor to attend the QuickBooks class that she has presented to us and pay for it. It was a very comprehensive class, it was not outrageous in price, and she should take it. Anybody want a second?
I'll
that?
second it.
Thank you.
And what is the price?
$5.85,
585?
something, is that
547.
$5.47?
Okay. And this is the driving force why we had to have a special meeting today.
Perfect.
Right.
So
So
we
do
just,
we go home now?
no, we added some additional things to relieve the pressure on our last meeting of the fiscal year.
Is it? Okay.
So I
Yes.
have a
And it's
motion.
it's for
I
what?
seconded it.
I have a
Yeah.
motion on the floor to approve,
Glenn
Taylor
seconded.
to go to the Bay College Workforce QuickBooks training at the cost of $547, seconded by Glenn. Is there any further discussion?
Is it just for QuickBooks
I,
training?
It's accounting 2
Yeah.
levels and QuickBooks 2 levels.
Oh, counting 2 levels in QuickBooks. How long does it last?
It's sectioned off each level over 4 months.
Okay.
So I'll be done in December.
Cool.
Oh, December?
Mm.
Oh, that's right, cause it starts, that's why we had to
Next
meet
week.
today.
some of these things you probably already know, which is some of the basic accounting there to me too.
All right. Yeah.
Good, go for it.
Any further discussion?
If anybody wants to see the class, there it is.
All in
Nope.
favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carried. The next is Heather Leduc, employment termination.
You missed one.
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. I checked it. OMA committee structure.
Yeah, this is something I added. So in April of this year, the Michigan Supreme Court ruled on a case from downstate about subcommittee structures, sub-quorum of a public body. And it's referred to as the Pembroke-Warren case. And basically what it finds is that if you're gonna make decisions, certainly decisions cannot be made at a committee level. However, the challenge was this particular committee, it was a marijuana ordinance that set up a marijuana committee to do the homework to reduce the number of applications from 64, I think, down to 5. And 2 board members were on that committee with others. And when it came back to the full board, they approved it without any discussion. And the marijuana folks that didn't get approved sued for it, and it's been in litigation for 6 years. And the Supreme Court ordered leave on it by saying that if the public body, so that would be this board, has to be involved in the decision making. So our committee structure, I think we need to be more conscious about not only do we make decisions at the board level, we really need to avoid making decisions at the committee level.
I don't think we've done that thus far. I listened to the whole
Oh,
thing.
I think we
thought it was
have.
2024 is what I saw. that
We
did
have,
it.
we have done that.
I don't agree with it, and I think was there any dissent in that thing, because,
Doesn't matter, it's just.
no,
a
I'm just
decision.
saying, was there any dissent, because
I
they
don't
didn't
know.
really understand some of that when it was explained to them.
Who didn't?
The Supreme Court, I listened to the whole thing, and
Oh,
there
right.
was still questions about, well, we can't have anyone on our committees, except we can have other committee members, but it seemed a little gray when they went over. I listened to the thing
Oh, right,
twice,
to the
actually.
oral arguments, but if you
Yeah.
read the decision,
Yeah,
it's not gray. It's,
but
it's,
we're
it-
not making decisions though, at a committee level, are we?
we have in the past. I can give a couple examples. When we directed termination of one of our previous
Oh,
with Rory, that was a decision we made. I mean, the board was fine with it, technically, but in particular, I'm trying to think of some other things. I mean, one thing is when we, at the last meeting with the personnel subcommittee, you and Adrian brought one candidate to us. We weren't involved in that decision or deliberation at all,
you were involved in the decision of who we hired.
but we only had a choice of one.
But one of the arguments was, are you supposed to bring everyone in front of the entire board? In which case, what is the committee for? That was one of the part of
The
the
committee,
argument
well, no,
that
no,
he-
this.
that he made.
This is the Supreme Court saying the committee is for doing this, but ultimately, you know, and they said, well, the municipal league attorney said, well, they had, or someone, I think it was the friend of the court or the third person that spoke, attorney said, well, committee members could have gone and looked at the, everything on file. But they didn't know if committee members had. So in the future, we have to make sure that we deliberate it, so we need to come up with policies and decision-making, because if you, it's, there's some parallels between it. It really, this is not the ends justify the means, it's that the means justify the end. So one thing is, the motion was made in, the personnel committee report. It wasn't even on our agenda. So had it been on our agenda, that would have given board members time to know that, oh, we're gonna make a decision tonight on this. That's, I think, where the pitfall is. At least that's where I see it.
Well, it seems like the pitfall, regardless, is the same thing they had. Two people are in a committee, and if you had, say, another person, then those two people are also voting. It could only be 4 people at one night, which would be a quorum. See what I'm saying is that
But it
there
has to
was
be,
an issue. That was
but it
part of
has
the
to be
issue, too.
deliberated. So I don't, so the thing is like, you're making decisions at this board
Mhm.
level with all the information available to you, instead of having to ask questions. You wanna prep, the committees need to prep the board members to make the decision so that the board members are coming into the meeting with the same information that the committee
Right.
members have, so that we can deliberate and make a decision.
But part of the issue, if you recall, if I listened to it very carefully and wrote these things down, is that means that the board will have access to everything that was done to get to the point where we come to the board. So in other words, you would be involved with not conversing with all the references. Well, seriously,
No, I would know who all the candidates are. I would know that there was 5 interviews. I know who the interviewees are. So you would be able to monitor the progress of this committee the entire time.
is that what they said
I
ultimately?
wanna just step in here,
Yeah.
as far as the personnel committee. It was my understanding that the personnel committee was gonna go through and call down the applications, and that they were going to then advise the board as to what candidates they were going to be looking at, or how things went. And the next thing that we heard about it was, we want to hire this person. And so, I think you've made a very wise
Yeah,
choice in the hire, okay? But the process was a little blindsiding, because we had no idea, we didn't even get a chance to look at Taylor's resume before that night. Okay, I had never seen a resume of any other candidate, and that night was the first time.
And the reason is that we were given authority to review personnel issues. Just like we gave Joe authority to go into all the records. I didn't see a lot of these records. But this was the problem if you listen to their argument with the Supreme Court, is that all of a sudden now, okay, you're gonna have to be involved in every little nuance to get to it.
I don't think anybody's
That's it.
saying be involved in every little nuance, and I as well listened to it
Mhm.
2 times.
Well, I thought
And
that's
I'm
what
not
it said.
trying to say for the Supreme Court. I'm saying in this board, my understanding was that you were going to review the candidates. Say we had 5 candidates that we want to interview. If anybody wants to look at the resumes, they can, and then report on what the findings were from that. We did not see Taylor's resume until the night that there was a motion to hire her.
So you,
And so I'm looking at it live, trying to make a decision whether or not I think that's the best thing, not knowing what the other candidates were.
no, I understand
Okay?
that, but.
So that has nothing to do with Supreme Court or anything. I take Jill's point that talking when a committee is doing something, okay? And I've tried to be very careful. I sent a memo BCCing everybody about the reissuance of the audit report, so if there were any questions, they could reach out. I've sent a memo about trying to get the property, as a member of the property committee, trying to figure out what people want to do with property in terms of either selling it, and now we can say, and it'll come under reporting next time at the property committee, that we're going to have to get, sales cost for this for insurance purposes, okay? So I think there wasn't a strong enough effort to advise the board as a whole where you were moving, and maybe there wasn't time to do that, maybe that wasn't what you thought you were supposed to be doing, or it, you know.
Mhm.
Is there a
it's
policy, a
just-
procedure put into place?
Mhm.
Which I'm gonna say the answer is no,
Yeah.
that there is
The
no.
answer is no.
So with that, what I did was I sent that link over to Rachel and asked her for some insight on this, and she did email me back. I have her response here. I also sent this to Rivka so that she can also give us guidance on what the MACD is requiring and what they are doing. Because I don't think that it's a gray area, but I don't think that they have all the answers on what the proper policy or procedure should be
Who's
for all
they?
this. The MACD.
MACD.
Oh, yeah, but when it comes to that, if we have any questions, we should go to our own counsel and point that out and ask for an attorney opinion. Because an opinion from MDART or MACD does not keep us out of trouble.
I'm not
Is
saying
what-
that's keeping us out of trouble. I'm saying that I think we
As a point of guidance.
need guidance. So I did send those emails out asking, for, if you guys wanna see, this is what came back, we can add that in. This is what came back from Rachel. I have not heard
Are these
from,
all the same?
yep, I've not heard from Rivka. I believe she's out of the office.
I think that this is a very difficult board structure and committee structure to work with. We have very small boards, 5 people, and you can only end up with 2 people on a committee, and it's very hard to, do work and present it into the board without having already 2 people that have a viewpoint, so I think that makes it, and 2 out of 5, it's not a quorum or anything, but so I think that having some more approaches that we're going to use so that people can stay on the same page and get good business done, as opposed to not moving forward, or as opposed to having endless discussions on getting
Right.
things
But
to
then-
move forward.
But then we need a policy that says when do you turn the switch on? So when we started,
Yeah.
I started calling people to say, even to put this thing out there. And then we started getting resumes. When does the switch get turned on? It's all downloaded onto a site or something, or? Well, there
Yeah,
was,
you would- well,
there
you
was
know,
10
it's very,
people.
it's very similar, like when you compared it to records. So we're gonna be making a decision on policy that goes back 15 or 20 years. I mean, I've gone through 50 boxes to distill it down to what applies to that decision. So all that material is available for you.
you know, my opinion is based on these records. You have the exact same access to those records as I do. So when you come up, I can say, well, I read this attorney opinion. I know you didn't get to read it, but I read it. This is my interpretation.
But
And we
my question still goes back to when do you turn it
I
on?
think you turn it on when you are hovering. I don't want to look at every resume. I don't want
Yeah.
to make every call or know all of those things. But I would like to know if you've narrowed it down to, out of everything that you received, you're going to interview 5 candidates. I think that's the time that you say, here's 5 resumes of the candidates we're going to discuss or interview. And, just in case you have any questions that you want us to ask these candidates,
Yeah, that's
this is a
fair.
very good, opportunity for you to do that, and then we'll report back to you what our findings were on those candidates.
That's fair, but part of let me just tell you, part of the screening though,
Yeah.
is totally, it's an objective thing that you would have really not know about unless you were given guidance on why they might have been taken out of the group.
That's
but if
fine.
it's available, if we know which ones, then you could always reach out and ask why. What about this one?
Or you can, but what I'm saying is, send us the 5 that you're going to interview, okay? And you might have received 25, and when you send the 5 that we're going to interview, you can say, there were 25 other ones, if anybody wants to look at them, I'm happy to give them to them.
Or they're up on the site
Whatever.
until we're done with
I
the
don't want,
process.
I don't want.
Well, then you don't have to look at them.
Yeah,
That's
no,
up to you.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. But my point is, just letting people know that that's available. I mean, I'm trying to do, I think it's a bit of a, 2-step dance, okay? So I don't want to review, and I trust the policy or the personnel committee to cull down to 5, resumes that they're people that they think are qualified to interview. I couldn't do that because I don't know what the qualifications are, and I would trust that you have made down to 5 candidates.
Right.
I would prefer that over, here's who we wanna hire, and I haven't seen, a resume, that's all.
So I think after the first YouTube video that I watched was on car insurance. That was,
You didn't watch that whole thing?
I got 12 minutes in and I thought, what does this have to do
Nothing.
with the Open Meeting Act? It was insane.
I don't know
So,
why you got that link. I have,
Like, we all got that link, didn't
yeah,
we?
no, I mean, when I copied the
It
link
was
from
crazy,
YouTube.
but I think that it goes even more in depth because when I was discussing some of this, could it be that now interviews have to be also as an open meeting?
That's where I got out of it
It
too.
could be.
Well, did you read the decision's there. I mean, you could read the decision. But remember, I included the oral arguments because it's both sides arguing the best case. And the one that the Supreme Court went with was largely the first attorney. There was 2 attorneys that said this is not a violation of OMA, and 1 attorney representing Happy Trails said this is the problem. And the questioning back and forth from the justices, they haven't made their decision yet. They're still listening to oral arguments, but if you read, I provided a link to the syllabus, which is like a Cliff Notes version of it, but then the actual Supreme Court decision, and you can just skip to the last page if you don't want to go through all 29 pages of the decision. Looking at this is the outdated version.
Correct. That is the
So,
current version.
right.
That
But
they
the
are-
current version doesn't incorporate what the Supreme Court decided in May. So we have the responsibility to respond to it. In responding to it, I look at that and I said, we'd be less at risk for being challenged on a decision
Right.
if we have better committee structure. So things like, when we come to committees, often we'll make motions or something, well, we're gonna cover that under new business or old business. So the first thing I would say, that we should adopt is that committee reports are just that, the reports, and decision-making happens
new
under new business or old business. And then the other thing, I think the reason we had committees in the first place was so that we could work with staff in sub quorum
Yes.
and
And
Right.
so reporting back, because we made the decision not to have our committees open to the public. We did, we made that decision.
We made a decision that we could counsel outside.
No, we made a decision that they weren't necessarily open. Our
No, they
commi-
weren't open, but we could counsel people from.
Now, if we had open committee meetings,
I don't know what that means.
what, open?
No, what
We
council?
could utilize outside sources to advance our understanding within the committee.
You-
If
Oh, you
that-
mean other people on the
Yeah.
committee? Yeah. But
Just
that's,
information.
but that's more like an ad hoc, like
Yeah.
the
But
personnel committee.
You can officially put directors on
We could.
on committees.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
that, Chris was part of that meeting we had when we came up with that. So-
Yeah, but a lot of that's like, do we do committees that are more ad hoc or more established? I think we need structure and we've done other things at the committee level that, that if I had to do over, and me personally, I wouldn't have gone in that direction. And I mean, some of it is because it's uncomfortable to talk about candidates.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So like a clarifying question, I suppose. So the goal of this OMA update is to hopefully develop a policy for us to follow this and like clarify our committee structure and develop a policy on how the committees shouldn't make decisions and the board makes decisions and then go from there.
Right. And the most important take home from this Supreme Court decision was that even though the governing or the public body made the final decision, they really delegated all authority and decision making to this subcommittee.
Okay.
So 24 hours after the subcommittee made their choice, the board approved it without very much discussion at all.
that's
And
what we-
that's what they got sued over, and the Supreme Court said, we agree.
So that's what we don't wanna do. So we just
don't
need to
wanna do
develop a
it.
policy.
Policy and procedure we need to come up with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
again, I
and-
think that's gonna go revert back to that letter.
And another thing that may be of value is to develop committee charters as to what the responsibilities are of a committee. And, there's not a board that I have worked on that doesn't have committee charters that says the finance committee does these things. That's
Okay.
what their
Well, you're on one
job is.
board that doesn't.
So that.
But that will change, right? I mean, it's important that it changes, and
I'm just, when things turn on, 'cause I don't wanna go back and read stuff about property, not interested that much in it. I assume that when I had a couple of people on that committee, that I have some faith in them. There's some degree of faith that has to go with this. Some of that case, though, you gotta admit, that case, that was pretty blatant what they did. Just blatant. They came back and made a decision after they kinda got together and said, well, this is the way, I mean, it was kind of a
oh
blatant.
no, they did a lot of homework.
it
I
was
mean,
a-
they did a lot of homework, and they came up with 5 out of 64. But there wasn't any deliberation in the public, so I mean, it was.
Yeah, there wasn't any deliberation in there.
So what
It
is the
moves on.
motion going to be for this, or
Oh,
is
I-
it just a new business item for next time?
I think it's just a new business that,
We're gonna continue to discuss.
yeah. We're gonna continue to discuss, but
So we will table,
Yeah, okay, all right.
I think it's not. Yeah.
we're not really tabling it, but it
It's
will
just
be
a little
underneath
bit. I mean,
new
it's just part of
business.
discussion. So.
Yep. It was very enlightening. I mean, it was the second link was very well. It was good.
I mean, the real one.
The real one.
Pembroke Warren and I think it's Pembroke Warren versus, I don't remember one of the cities downstate,
Yeah.
Livonia.
Hmm.
But it's referred to as,
Was it Nova or
Pen-
Livonia?
that was-
It's not important, Joe. Let's
okay,
move on.
no, I'm-
Okay. Any other
Might be important
discussion?
for the deliberating public. But we can move on.
Okay. Any further discussion or? All right. Next new business, Heather Leduc employment termination.
You just have to make a motion to officially terminate.
So we need this, I'm gonna rely on you. We need this to clarify and to have it in our meeting minutes. Heather's final date of employment. And that is needed for like Schneider Larsch Hopala
Mhm.
and other, is there another entity that asked for it as well? To be
Um,
able to close that section out,
yes,
close her
MDART
payroll.
also asked for it.
I'm sorry?
MDART also asked for it.
MDART. So her last date of technical employment was August 25th, I believe, when she was here on that Sunday training.
And she's been paid out, everything she's owed?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
I
Or
did
24th.
The 24th, sorry. So I did come in and look at the timesheets. I have, to confirm that anything that was owed was paid, anything that was on the books was utilized and whatnot, and everything seems to correlate.
Okay.
So I make a motion. Is there any discussion with anything that I've
Well, I
discussed?
just make a motion first and then discussion.
Was it the 24th or the 25th?
Every
24th.
Sunday.
The 24th was a Sunday.
Yep.
So,
I was here.
you were, yes. So I make a motion, to terminate Heather Leduc's employment as of August 24th from the Delta Conservation District,
I second.
2025, right?
2025, yes. Any further discussion?
Terminate is to clarify, not firing, but
Correct.
that's her last day of employment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last day of employment.
She did give us a formal resignation letter prior,
Okay, yeah, so
but this is,
resignation, employment resignation, all right. So her last day of employment, I think we called it last day of employment in the past, but does it matter?
Well, termination sounds harsh. Her last day of employment was.
so I make a motion
8/24.
to, what's the right wording I wanna use on this? To show that Heather Leduc's last day of employment with the Delta Conservation District was August 24th, 2025.
Okay, I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
You should note that the phone is still going to her voicemail. The numbers, the cell phone numbers.
Oh, okay.
So you can change that.
All right, next up, FOIA Assistant Coordinator update. Taylor?
Yeah, so there just needs to be a motion to put me as the FOIA assistant coordinator because it is currently Heather. And it's a policy, so it has to be a motion.
I make a motion that Taylor Shea is the official FOIA assistant coordinator for the district.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion to appoint Taylor as the FOIA Assistant Coordinator for the Delta Conservation District. Any discussion?
We'll, yeah, we should review how that goes, cause I'll be gone for a month
Mhm.
in October,
So I will just check the FOIA email.
yeah. Cool.
Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carried.
Will you pass that to her to sign?
Good.
All right, general public comments? General public comments?
Our public left.
General public comments. Board member comments? Board member comments?
So this is what you got from Rachel?
That's what I
and
got from
You haven't
Rachel.
heard anything from Reva?
Nothing,
Will you pass those along when you get a chance?
absolutely.
Okay.
Would you like me to BCC them when I send those out, or just,
Yeah, it might be helpful.
you got
Yeah,
it?
I'm just listening, so.
I'm not sure how long she was gone for, but if there's any, anything like that, that would be great. Taylor, good luck on your training,
Yeah,
that's some good stuff there, and,
the office looks good. Everyone says they like the layout.
yeah,
They really do.
so.
So,
Right.
Any other board member comment? All right, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting at 5:14.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Motion carried. All in favor of, I'm sorry.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion
Aye.
carried.
so I can.
I know what you're getting for
Every
Christmas.
time.
I know what you're getting for Christmas.
What?
Robert's Rules. Cheat sheet.
I've read that book.
Have ya? I was gonna say for dummies, but I didn't
I
want to
just
be
get so
handful.
excited that we're like so close to being done that